so that was the Golden Arena mode. I gotta say, out of all 3 of these single player modes, I kind of give it 4, but I don't really count versus. But versus is basically in every other fight game. Oh, arcade is pretty much too. So definitely Golden Arena mode is the best for me. So yeah. All right, here's the review of this game. I hold off on the review because for the story mode, because I want to get get away from the story mode for a couple of days and then give a review, because when I was done with like the story mode on like the first, if I give my review on the story mode when I was done, like the day I was finished with it, I would have given a really unflattering review of it, but of this game. So I don't think that's really fair. So I spent like 3 days going through the single player mode, just so I could get away from it for a while and give a more fair review. Story mode first. Story is cool. It's nice. Is a good story. Labrys' story seems like a good blend between the theme of Persona 3 and Persona 4. Like Persona 3 is like to fight against despair and death, and Persona 4 is to face yourself. And like Labrys' backstory, her having to force to kill her sister units, is like fight against death, and like her like hatred for humanity and the despair was locked inside, and she had to go and face that in the TV world, which is the theme of Persona 4. Like, so it blend in pretty well. I like the character of Labrys. I hate her accent, but you know, all in all, the Labrys, the new character Labrys, is pretty cool. Sho Minazuki, the ending was fine, but I think like him being experimented on and him in a coma, who happened to like wake up in Inaba, and he like basically watched the entire Persona 4 game, and like he became like a big fan of the investigation team. He wants to connect with them, but the only way he knows how to connect with them is to kill, like to hurt people. I think that's kind of a stretch. Like his ending, like the true ending is pretty good, but I'm not really sold on like the story of that game, mostly because there's like too much criticism. You need to like do a real big stretch on the characters. But you know, it's a fighting game, so like the stories doesn't really matter. So that's the character. The story is fine, but the way the story is told, oh my god, this is probably the worst fighting game story I have ever experienced. I mean, like, a lot of the fighting game story is meh, but like there are definitely good ones, like Injustice 2. It's pretty good. So there's good ones, but the story is fine. The way it's told is just insane. You have to like do basically a 3 to 4 hour like half-parter on each character. Like in total it's 3 to 4 hours for like every character, and like you cut it off in the middle, and I'm rubbing my head right now because I'm like trying to not sound so bad, but a lot of the things when you go back to, if you like you Narukami SWAT, you go through everybody else's story and then you come back to be continued, you barely remember what Yu Narukami was doing. And like, especially when they added like, hey, you're 99% complete, you have to go back to Yu Narukami's story and like pick a different choice, and Yu Narukami has multiple choice, but you're like, I don't know which choice I picked the first one. So like it's insane the way they told the story. But you know, one thing I'll give it to it is that like the original Arena game, the way that the story is written, when you play different characters' story, you definitely feels like you are playing that character. Like use inner dialogue and like the thing he says, the way he chooses to react to to a certain situation is definitely different than like say Kanji or Teddy. So I guess that's a plus to it. Like the Ultimax thing is better, mostly because you don't have to play through every character's thing. But still, like the inner dialogue that like you have to actually read when, especially when you're streaming, you have to read it out loud. The inner dialogue is just the same thing over and over and over again. Like sometimes it will be literally be like the line, exact same line the voice actor had just said. It's like, why? Who thinks like that? It's insane. If I have to like judge on like the story mode alone for this game, I give it like 2.5, maybe 3. It's not bad. It is bad. I hated every part of this story mode. Like, I had a bad time going through it. Especially, like, 30 minutes worth of dialogue for, like, things you already know. Like, hey, invisible wall! I end up in the, like, Shin Simplify. Invisible wall! I end up in the, music room. That's 2 sentences, but, like, it's 30 minutes worth of dialogue to get you there, and 30 seconds worth of fight. Like, at least make it, like, a proper fight when you have to, like, win twice in order to win the fight. No, you only have to beat the enemy once, and the fight is pretty sure the fight difficulty is on easy, is on the easiest difficulty. And, like, so you barely get any time to do the actual fight, and then it's, like, 30 more minutes of dialogue to a story where when you're already going through it the 5th time. So, whoa, it's terrible. Alright, down to the actual fighting game part. I really enjoyed this fighting game, mostly because of like the characters. You play this game because you played Persona game, and you want to see more of the characters interacting with each other, which this game gives you in spades. But the actual fighting part of the fighting game, they carried up on a lot of the mechanics in the actual Persona franchise, like the ailments, the actual Persona attack, the alt attack, the different spells you use, Zyodyne, Agidyne, Garudyne, all those spells. They carried all of those in. The only thing I can think of that's major and they didn't bring it in is the Persona fusion, which obviously you cannot fuse like new Persona for everyone, which could be very cool, but they have to give the BS reason for like how everybody can fuse Persona now, or otherwise you, Narukami, or Aigis would be like OP. But they did that in Persona Q, which Persona Q is definitely a different game than this. But if they add in different like fusible Persona, they'll have to like animate all these those Personas, which just wasn't gonna happen. So yeah, on the all, it's not a bad fighting game. What I will say about it, the things I have to complain about is I don't know if it's because I haven't played a fighting game, especially an arcade fighting game, in like 5 years. But I'm having difficulties to reach, like, for my attack to connect. Like, a lot of the animations feels like the characters are not like throwing their punch, like attacking. Like, they don't like take a step forward. They don't take a step forward when they're throwing a punch. It feels like they're punching to the ground. They're like moving their hand from like a crouch position to like downward. Like that's like it's like they're not aiming at the opponent. It's like they're aiming at the floor. They're like their attack doesn't reach. Like every time I think my attack is gonna reach, it doesn't. And that's kind of annoying. I feel like your attack range should be like bigger, so I think that could help. Also, the stage is too big. I think I might be the only one who have this complaint, but the stage is way too big, and it's either the stage is too big or the dash is is inconsistent because some like a lot of the fight you just spend 10 minutes dashing towards your opponent and your opponent's dashing towards you and you miss each other and then you dash backward and then you dash backward and you dash backward just so one of the player can go get like to an attack range to actually hit the other opponent. So that the dash is, I feel like they should stop your dash. Shouldn't be if the opponent is standing still. Your dash should stop right in the middle, like in front of the opponent, and you're in the attack range. I think that would help a lot in this game, because like you could dash and then you would dash from a place where you are attacked doesn't reach the enemy. You dash and you pass the enemy, and you're at a place where your attack still doesn't reach the enemy. So like this will create, if you are like a zoner, if you pick Yukiko or like Yukari or like I guess whoever has like a range attack, you are just set, because like you can just stand there and throw your range attack, and range attack is always bad in fighting games. I feel like it's really easy to cheese and like not that great, but like this game is range. If you're a zoner, then you are just all set. Like there's nothing the enemy can do. Like you have to be real lucky to get to your attack range to actually hit the enemy. So there's that. I think that's about all I have to say. I haven't played arcade fighting games in a while. I've been playing Pokken tournaments. I haven't played arcade fighting games in 5 years. In these 5 years, I played Smash. I played the Pokken. I think I played the Little Skullgirls. And I came to realize after this game, I feel like I like the fighting game, which is a combo system, which is like press a combo system, which is to say you do like 2 light attack and heavy attack. That's a then your like 2 light attack, and then the heavy attack you do is a different attack, and that's a combo. If you do like a like 2X, 1Y, and 1B, and then that's another combo. I like those kind of combos. I don't really like the joystick ones, like the arcade ones. But I know, hey, I know a lot of fighting games are like arcade ports, so like that's not something I can control. So that's fine. All right. So if I have to rate this game in perspective of the Persona spin-offs, then I say the best Persona spin-off is definitely Persona 5 Strikers. Then followed by Persona Q 1 and 2. Then is this one, then the dancing one. So yeah, it's not a bad fighting game to be to like by any stretch. It's not the worst fighting game I ever played, but it's definitely not the best. It is far from the best. I don't think it even cracks top 3. But hey, I always wanted to play this game mainly for the story, but now I did. So I have no regrets of playing this game. I just wish the story was lower and the fighting part was more fleshed out. Mostly, I want to be able to reach my enemy, which I want like the fighter to feel like they're actually trying to fight to hit their opponents. So that's pretty much it. If I have to give this game a score, I give it a 5.5. Maybe somewhere between there. Pretty average. If you are interested in the Persona, the story, then I'll definitely recommend it. Otherwise, if you just want a fighting game, go play Pokken Tournament, go play Smash. Those are all on Switch, and it's not like PS5 or Xbox have like a shortage on fighting games, so I don't really see the point of coming back to this. If you just want a fighting game, then there's better one out there. If I ever come back to this game, it's going to be Golden Arena mode. It's not going to be like the, maybe online. It's not going to be arcade or square attack. It's going to be Golden Arena. So, yeah. So this is the last day I'm streaming this game. from tomorrow on, I'm going to go back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I'm going to start a different route. It's going to be Golden Deer route. And the reason why I'm not going back to Final Fantasy VII is not so Final Fantasy VII, 6, 9? Final Fantasy 9. Final Fantasy 9. The reason why I'm not going back to Final Fantasy 9 is because the Fire Emblem Three Hopes comes out at June, and I want to be there's like 4 different endings in the Fire Emblem Three Houses game. And I definitely want to experience all of them because I did see the trailer for the new Three Hopes, and I am going to talk about it right now. The Three Hopes basically has like multiple ending or multiple paths you can choose, and it is like coordinated to like the Three Houses thing. So I want to at least sing all 4 of the endings in Three Houses. All 4 different endings. One has Dimitri ending, one has Cloud ending, one has like one which you join Black Eagle and you help Edelgard, one you stand against Edelgard. So I want to be able to see all 4 of those endings. I want to see all 4 of those endings before the Three Hopes comes out and I start playing it. So I know like I think that's it. I'm going to start on the Golden Deer and Black Eagle and join Edelgard, and then Black Eagle will stand against Edelgard. See the different see like the full picture of the story. So that's gonna be starting tomorrow. That's gonna take me a while to go through. I'm gonna play on New Game Plus, so that should move things along faster. Mostly because I don't have to do like the weird fishing mini game, which takes like an hour to do. So that should be better. If I'm done before the Three Hopes comes out, which is very likely. Then I'm, depending on the time, I might go back to Final Fantasy 9, or I might start a new playthrough if I have like more than a month, or somewhere close to a month. Then I might start a new playthrough. Not go back to Final Fantasy 9 just yet. The Three Hopes trailer, I think you play as another mercenary who has run into Belith. Hold on. It's the Fire Emblem Three Houses protagonist name. Hold on. Three Houses. Fire Emblem Three Houses protagonist. Protagonist name. Hold on. Why isn't it showing? Hold on. Why isn't it showing to me? Weird. Oh, Belith. I think you play as a mercenary who has run into which Belith. You can choose to be a guy or a girl, so I assume you play as a mercenary who has run in with Belith before he joins the monastery, and I think it's gonna what it looks like is Belith is going to be the bad guy, quote unquote, depending on which house you choose to join after the 3 years time skip. What I mean is, if you play a character who fights Belith before he joins the monastery, and then you survive that encounter, and when Edelgard tries to conquer the continent, you have to choose who to help. if you help Edelgard, then Belith is going to be helping either Dimitri or Claude. If you help, if you choose to join Dimitri or Claude, then Belith would have joined the witch Edelgard. So, like, no matter what, you are fighting against, you are on the side that's against Belith. And you have to, like, try to stop the other side from winning, honestly. It's not, like, Belith is gone evil in this timeline. It's just, he is on the opposite side of you. Like, and the Belith keeps getting called Ashen Demon. I think that's just a nickname for, like, the between the mercenaries. Just show how skilled Belith is. I don't think Belith has gone, like, this is another timeline, like in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I think this is more akin to Persona 5 Striker, which is canon. Everything that happened in the main game is canon. Only now there's this new character who is a mercenary and who had joined the side that's fighting against Belith. If Belith is on, like, the Dimitri's or Claw side, you are on Edelgard's side, and if Belith is on Edelgard's side, you are on the opposite side of him or her. So, like, you can, I would assume this is shorter because it looks like you only started fighting Witch Belith after the 3 years time skip. So, like, whatever you play is only, like, lasts for a year, because the Fire Emblem Three Houses last for, like, time goes for, like, 2 years. 1 year is in the monastery as a professor, the other is, like, the head of the rebellion, the head of an army on the second year. I think the Three Hopes only happens on the second half of the, most of the game only happens on the second half of the Three Houses game. So you could just go back and play different storylines. You choose which side you join and you help, and then you can go back to see play through different stories. So that's pretty cool. But these are all speculations of mine. Again, I don't think the Nintendo is gonna let whoever's making these Warrior games. Who makes these Warriors games? Oh, Koei Tecmo, right? I think so. Koei Tecmo. I think yeah, Nintendo's not gonna let them make one of their main characters evil. So that's what I think. But I definitely, in order to be able to play Three Hopes, I need to finish all endings of Three Houses. So yeah, that's a long way of saying I'm going back to Three Houses before I want to finish it before Three Hopes comes out. All right, so yeah, and I also brought the expansion path, the DLC for Three Houses, which should give me a fourth house. So like Fire Emblem Three Houses plus one DLC house. I don't know what that is, but sure. So I bought the expansion pass. I don't know what's in it. All I know is you get a new house, additional characters. So that should be interesting. All right. If you want to watch Three Houses, come back tomorrow for that. If you are watching this on Twitch, follow the channel for like the playthrough I'm doing. If you are watching this on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, comment if you want. If you want to watch it live on Twitch, I'll leave the channel link down in the description. Also leave my Patreon link down there too. See you all next time. Goodbye.